Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. That's my guy.
What's up, Bull Fam? Let's fucking go. W's in the chat. GG's in the chat. Let's fucking go. Awesome night from Justin Herbert and the Chargers. The streak is over. I could not be more hyped. I was watching the game alone tonight because Brooke is at high school football. I was running up the stairs. Let's fucking go, dude. I am so hyped right now, if you cannot tell. Tyler is here as well, man. Tyler, what's up tonight, dude?
Dude, we needed that. I mean, yeah, the Chargers needed that too. But let's think of us for a second.
I feel like we had an exorcism tonight, man. Like all the bad juju just like gone.
Yes, no, it was right before our eyes. Everything about Houston, I forgot about it. What game?
Yes.
Don't remember it. Couldn't even tell you about it. Tonight was wonderful. And honestly, I just feel like you're pumped, you're elated, everyone's amped. I'm really just like happy. I'm happy again as a Chargers fan. And listen, it's probably going to go away at some point this year. But for tonight, I'm happy. And I'm happy for those players, for Herbert, for Quentin Johnson, for Greg Roman, for God's sake. I'm just happy for everyone, not just because they won, but just the way in which they won. And man, heard a lot of stuff about Justin Herbert this week. He looked pretty good for a guy who's bad in these situations.
Yeah, man. What a game from Justin Herbert. Chris Rim just pointed out he was 7 for 8 passing on third downs, 2 touchdowns, and then that scramble to seal the game. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't super confident at one point when the Chiefs were about to kick the PAT to tie, 13-13. The vibes are not great.
Nope.
But the Chargers get that fourth down conversion, and it just started to feel a little different, man. It just started to feel a little different. And Justin Herbert, performed one of his best games. I'm so happy for him. It just feels like he's been waiting to have the team around him to have this kind of moment. And it's potentially, I don't want to overreact too much to week one. But man, it just feels so nice to get Justin Herbert the moment that he absolutely deserves. So we'll get into everything tonight. We'll get into the super chats. This is going to be a great night, you guys. Like, we already have 500 people in the chat. Yeah. We already have 8 super chats, which we appreciate the heck out of you guys. It's going to be a ton of fun diving into this matchup. I can't wait to watch this film tomorrow. Before we begin, have to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Prize Picks. As you guys know, got to pay the bills around here. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of some Chargers selections today on Prize Picks. Making sure that you're able to go out and have some fun, joining on our deal with Prize Picks. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could win cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on the sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code GUILTY to get $50 in your lineups, $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code GUILTY to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Big Prize Picks. Run your game.
I just want to quickly share.
Hell yeah, dude. That's a lot of green on there.
That a $50 6-pick power play for $900 my mom just pulled off on week 1.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely untouchable woman, man. This is absolutely a generational run. Forget the Patriots and the Chiefs dynasty. My mom's Prize Pick run is an absolute dynasty.
Yeah, shout out to Mama Shun, absolutely crushing it on Prize Picks. A couple more of these, and you guys will go to the next playoff game on her.
Yeah, I'm down. Shoot, I'll go to Brazil next time. You know what? I take back everything I said. Play every game in Brazil. As long as they turn out like that, play every game in Brazil. We'll sacrifice one food poisoning for a Brazilian win like that.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. We'll sacrifice whatever you want for a win like that if it keeps happening.
Yeah, I'll get food poisoning for a win. I don't care.
We've already discussed that we will do what it takes to get the Chargers to win a Super Bowl.
100%. I'm ready to go, guys.
We'll run through a couple super chats to start because why not?
Sure, why not?
Caleb says, "Sorry, wife, got to name the new baby Justin." Fair after today.
Yeah,
fair.
You can sneak in like Patrick if she doesn't know his middle name. Like you go with Patrick maybe.
Yeah. Sports Hub buying a Tart jersey as we speak. The penalty was not great, man, but 3 batted passes, couple run stops. Good night for Tuatart for sure.
Yeah, 3 batted passes is pretty impressive. I don't know the last time a Chargers non-DB had that many pass breakups. So very curious what the record is there for the Chargers.
Yeah. All of them were super important too. Obviously, the 2-point conversion one. The second one, I think it was prevented like an easy 15-yard gain from Kelsey, I think. So good night for him outside of the penalty, which we don't have to talk about a lot. But
we don't have to talk about that, by the way. Like, there's a world where we're sitting here going, "Oh, I wish you didn't slap Travis Kelsey in the face." So we don't have to talk about it.
That could have been easily one of those moments where we're like, "Oh man, here we go again." But thankfully, it was not.
Yep.
True Blue says Turbo Herbo. Appreciate you for jumping in here. Sergio, what a game. Justin got a confidence boost. QJ had 2 touchdowns. KA is back, and Kelsey got smacked in the face. Could we wish for more?
Honestly, my family group chat was very happy with the butt kermis and Travis Kelsey getting slapped in the face. Not that we condone violence, but it's like it's kind of fun to see there. Yeah, Keenan, we'll talk about these receivers, but yeah, it was a fun one from them.
That was a hilarious call from Rich Eisen, by the way.
The wide right.
Yeah.
That went over my head the first time I heard that one, but that was an excellent call there.
Yeah. NSN, what a way to start 25. LFG, I completely agree. Obviously, I don't think I've ever started a show like that before.
No, I just jumped before the stream. I jumped on, I put my earphone in, and Steven just like going full like Tasmanian devil about the whole thing. But I get it, man. Inside, I 100% get it.
It's a lot of bad juju that we're exercising tonight for sure.
Oh yeah. Felt like feast. Oh, sorry, you're doing the name.
Zekwifi? I'm sorry, I don't even know how to say that. Felt like a feast or famine night for Hampton. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that later, but we're keeping it positive to start right now. But appreciate the big super chat for sure. Steven Nava says LFG, the West is ours. We can certainly talk about long-term ramifications of this game for sure.
I know it is nice to be atop the AFC West for 1 week.
Yeah. NSN says that last drive, and especially that last run by Justin, he was elite tonight.
Oh, that slide had so much like testosterone and strong masculine energy to it. They just the slide, the graceful like kind of point there. He knew he iced the game in that moment. It was just like, yes, such a good slide there.
Yeah, that was probably the best slide of any quarterback I've ever seen. Like that was
slick.
Good. Although Justin's one against Miami where he stood up with the ball and pointed was also really good. So elite slider, Justin Herbert.
Oh, fantastic slider. Slider into the DMs apparently with Madison Beer.
We don't know if that's how that happened.
That's true. She slid into his DMs. He's the catch.
He's the catch. Yeah. Watch the game tonight.
Yeah.
Young Gene, who would have thought that out of all the players, QJ would be the one to show up? Big game from Quentin Johnston. Had the rough I don't know if it was a drop officially. It was like definitely a tough catch that he could have caught and didn't. But other than that, I thought he was really, really good tonight.
Yeah, that I initially was like, oh God, how'd you drop that one? But you could tell like the DB, I couldn't quite tell, but it almost seemed like he had the back of his jersey too, and then also that left arm. So I initially was like, oh my God, Quentin Johnston's gonna kill me. But it's like after watching the replay, you kind of felt that there was some more contact there. Still wish he would have caught it, but again, it doesn't matter at this point. I'm very happy for Quentin Johnston. Was he making contested catches out there? No, but he had some really, really great moments, and just having to, I don't know how active he is on social media. Does he even care? I don't know, but he's a player that is in his 3rd year and it hasn't been great so far. And just all this and drafting receivers and signing Keenan and, getting the concussion, and half the fan base's reaction to Quentin Johnston getting a concussion was like, oh, good, let's put somebody else in. It was so nice to see Quentin Johnston go out there and have 2 big touchdowns, including one where like he put on the Jets for that second one and just ran right by the DB. That was fantastic. If that's in there too, and that's all his role ends up being, perfect.
Yeah, we can definitely talk more about this, but I loved his usage tonight. It was all like crossing patterns. It was all sail routes. Like get him moving horizontally. That's the right way to use Quentin Johnston. And I think Rick H-Town says this, and I agree. Dear Greg Roman, my bad. We can definitely talk more about this, but was that the best game that Greg Roman has called as Chargers offensive coordinator? I think
so. I think from open to close, absolutely. Other than the opening drive of the third quarter, which didn't really do a whole lot, they responded. They had a plan from the beginning that looked great. They really seemed to have the Chiefs out of sorts from the beginning. And it was an impressive game, and everyone felt confident. You and I discussed before the show, or not before the show, on our last show, the preview show, that maybe the offensive line might not be great, but when you list all the upgrades they've made on offense, there are now more answers to the questions in front of them. The Chargers have more answers. And it was clear tonight. I mean, there was a drive where it was like Conklin, Keenan, Trey Harris, Lad McConkey, and Quentin Johnston, like in that order. And I think even Hampton caught a pass on that drive. It was just, here's an answer, there's an answer, here's an answer, there's an answer. And Greg Roman was pushing all the right buttons tonight.
Yeah, he was. Sorry, I was pulling up ESPN stats
You're good.
and I was going. All right, Stephen Gillard says that he predicted a 28-27 loss. The score had me scared. Like I said, when they kicked that, or when they scored that touchdown to potentially tie 13-13, I was like, the vibes are bad.
Yeah. The missed PAT was a lot of breathing room, because the sequence of like 10 minutes in between the Hampton not going out of bounds, and then that was a little rough.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Josh Albertson, can you tell my son Jackson I turned off Minecraft to watch you guys? It was filled with multiple F-bombs from the Mormon. Let's effing go. Yeah, if you have kids with you, I apologize. But can you blame me?
It's not very kid-friendly, Steven. You've been working on this, Steven. You're such a potty-mouth, foul-mouthed individual. We've got to work on this, buddy.
Yeah. I just can't control myself sometimes.
Hey, I love it, man. No, I absolutely love it. I love that that's just not always you. So when it is, it's for nights like this, and deserving.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's get into the game. We'll jump into, we have 42 super chats. So
that's
we will
in 12 minutes is crazy.
I know. We appreciate the heck out of you guys, but we do have to talk about certain things.
Fine.
We talked a little bit about Justin Herbert, obviously.
Yeah.
Final statistics for Herbert: 25 of 34, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns. PFF currently has him as a passing grade of 86.9. I'm sure that's going to go up when they rewatch it. 0 turnover worthy throws from Justin Herbert tonight, and a passer rating of 131.6. So heck of a game from Justin Herbert, just like consistently making the plays when the Chargers needed them most. And I love how Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner were like, oh man, I'm really surprised they're passing here. I'm really surprised they're passing her. Well, they have Justin Herbert, man. Like, what do you want them to do? Run the ball for 4 yards of carry? Like, it was a great game from Herbert. I'm excited to go back and watch the tape. Obviously, I've really held that Vikings game from a couple of years ago, when obviously like that was Mike Williams, tearing his ACL and things like that. But I really held that game in such high esteem, in part because of like watching the tape. But this game, given the moment, given the bright lights, you mentioned the narratives and everything going on this week, I think this is, if not the best Justin Herbert game that we've seen in his career, it's definitely up there in the top 2 or 3. So just was absolute nails tonight. I don't think you can play a better game than what he did tonight.
No, I mean, he's had some awesome games on prime time, awesome games against the Chiefs, but just everything being an awesome game on prime time against the Chiefs internationally, the only game on today. Everybody's watching, all of the narratives. What are you going to do after the Houston game? You lost your offensive tackle. What's it all going to look like? I mean, I don't know that he made, other than like one throw, another mistake in the game. Like, he wanted that one to McConkey back. Arguably, that was just disrupted by some of the timing from the DB. I don't know that he made a mistake in this game. Like, I really can't think of a moment. Everything was just, it was intentional. It was quick thinking. It was obviously, like you said, no turnover worthy plays, protected everything, ran when he needed to, ran to ice the game. It was a perfect game almost from Justin Herbert. I don't know how you can play better football than that against a pretty good defense.
Yeah, against a pretty good defense. I think, the way that Spags tried to drop some things. I mean, Drew Tranquil with 2 sacks is unfortunate. But the way that Spags tried to isolate this, pass blocking unit, I think Herbert was just excellent under pressure. And I'm curious to see kind of what the numbers say there officially. Right now, though, Justin Herbert was pressured on 26% of his dropbacks tonight. And that is not a very high number given how everybody was thinking about the offensive line tonight. So
Yeah,
we can talk about that. He had 3 of his scrambles on plays when he was pressured. 2 of those were first down scrambles from Justin Herbert, obviously the one at the end being the most notable one. So I thought that he handled everything really well. I thought that there was like the one overthrow to Ladd, but outside of that, man, like there was not many decisions I disagreed with. There was not many poorly thrown balls. I thought that he was really, really excellent tonight. So I can't wait to go back and watch the tape, but I'm so happy that he had this moment on this stage and, kind of begin to it. If he plays like this, man, like it just really feels like he can take that next, like we know what he can do, but for him to like truly establish himself nationally in that group of, 4 quarterbacks that people hold so highly, it feels like if he plays like this tonight, that's definitely the track where he's going towards.
Oh yeah. No, he was just sensational. So pressure to sack rate, 0, didn't take a sack at all, obviously, but I believe 0 pressure to sack rate, no turnover worthy plays, was fantastic. And I don't know how many, I feel like they really did a good job avoiding being in really tough situations, except for a 3rd and 30 or whatever it was that one time with some holding calls. But for the most part, if there was ever something negative, it felt like Herbert was always able to overcome it in some way or just kind of shake it off. He just really felt like this infallible, immovable force tonight. And when Justin Herbert's like that, he's basically impossible to stop.
Yeah, I agree with that. We've seen moments of this kind of performance, obviously, throughout his career. But it just felt like he was playing so free. It felt like he was just so confident out there. And Fernando Ramirez did an article where he interviewed Keenan Allen, and Keenan said he came back and he felt like Justin was way more confident than he was when the previous year under the previous regime. So credit to Jim Harbaugh for establishing that kind of room and environment where Justin can kind of be himself and be able to play free like this. And if Justin Herbert can play like this all season long, it definitely can elevate the Charger ceiling beyond what we were expecting previously.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to jump back into some super chats, but I'd like to at least, I don't think we'll forget because it'll be impossible for Steven to forget, but I got to talk about the offensive line, who I think, I don't know what I expected, but I expected worse than what they did tonight. And overall, TBD on the run blocking, but tonight my focus was really on pass protection. What was keeping me up at night was his interior offensive line. And then we find out this morning that Mekhi Becton has a food illness or illness, I guess. I don't officially know, but some sort of illness that clearly kept him in and out of the game.
Getting oxygen multiple times in this game.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I believe 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Chargers offensive line, it's unofficial, but they only allowed 6 pressures all game. There's another one by Matlock and apparently another one by Hampton, which I don't recall. But right now, unofficially, it's 6 pressures by this Chargers offensive line. As far as one-on-ones looked, I thought they looked pretty good. Trey Pipkins did allow 3 pressures unofficially. I think some we saw. I don't recall all of them. But I thought Zion looked great. And Joe Alt tonight was just like that one rep against Chris Jones. And everyone's seen it, I'm sure, if you've been on social media or if you're just watching the replay of the game. But there's a rep against Chris Jones where he just puts him to sleep. And he just stands up. Like Chris Jones did all he could.
I don't think I've ever seen that in my life watching Chris Jones play.
No, it kind of like it. I don't think people understand how like incredible that was because it wasn't just like he like won against Chris Jones. It was like Lane Johnson versus Chris Rumpf. It might as well have just been that. I mean, Joe Alt just grabbed him and was like,
I have a picture from training camp. Yeah.
And he's like, what are you gonna do? I don't know. Like that's all you got. And it's like you almost saw Chris Jones give up on that play. And this is a guy who's, not exactly an edge rusher officially, but he's a Hall of Fame kind of player. Yeah. And for him to just essentially just run out of gas because Joel just ended that rep. And the other time he threw Tranquil to the ground, the pulling a couple of times. Joel, if that's how he's playing at left tackle, you ain't moving him after this year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was a heck of an opening performance. So like you mentioned, as it currently stands, the Chargers left tackle, right guard, 0 pressures, Zion Johnson, 1 pressure, Bradley Bozeman 2, Trey Pipkins 3. You will take that 10 times out of 10 against this Chiefs defensive line every week. So just, credit to Jamari Sawyer for coming in, and you're rotating snaps with Mekhi Becton, and it just didn't miss a beat. I'm curious to see what the film says ultimately about like the quality of performance. But man, if you can get this level of play from Joe Alt, and the right guard situation can just be 0 to 1 or 2 pressures a game, and Zion maybe takes a step forward in pass protection, like this is absolutely a kind of performance that can carry the Chargers going forward. So again, unofficial numbers right now: George Karlaftis with 3 pressures, one of which was kind of like a gimme one. Chris Jones with 3, 0 hits, 0 sacks. You had the 2 pressures, 2 sacks from Drew Tranquill, but Ashton Gelati had 1 pressure against Scott Matlock, Leo Chenal 1, Nick Bolton 1, Charles Omenihu 1, Jerry Tillery 1. That again, with this, the way that this Chiefs defense wants to play, this offensive line definitely deserves their flowers for how they kept Herbert clean. And there were content creators, reporters saying like, man, this Chargers offensive line is dominating this Chiefs team up front. The run game, I'm not quite sure if that applies or not.
Right.
But Herbert had a ton of clean pockets today, way more than I think anybody in this chat. And there's 1,200 of us now. I don't think anybody would have expected that kind of performance from this unit. So it seems like Joe Alt has really, really taken that step forward. Manav all pro season incoming. I definitely think that's in the cards after today. And again, if Mekhi Becton and Jamari Salyer can just stabilize that right guard spot, Zion takes a step. The Chargers offensive line, I don't think is going to be elite without Slater, but they can definitely be an above average unit, which we feel like was their ceiling. And maybe we're underselling things a little bit there.
Yeah, possibly. I definitely did not expect this from them tonight. With, again, Mekhi Becton in and out. Jamari Salyer, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. And who's doing this? Who's doing that? I'm genuinely impressed. So the run game, we'll see. Didn't love it. Some stuff was good for sure. Some stuff was just like not so hot. But in terms of pass protection, which is the important thing tonight, I mean, they went in. They clearly wanted to pass the football. Herbert was locked in. The offensive line was locked in. And that play against that first touchdown to Quentin Johnston, that's a 4 second play. It feels like Herbert's going progression 1, progression 2, progression 3. Quentin Johnston's going to get all the way across the field. They kind of have to make that work. And it's just like Zion Johnson versus Chris Jones for 3 seconds, maybe over 3 seconds, nothing. So look, if Zion Johnson takes a step forward this year, great for Priors, finally, and great for the Chargers.
Yeah, it would be great for the Chargers. The approach overall, like it was funny to hear, the commentary about being so surprised that the Chargers were passing. But I think part of the approach here is there's going to be give and take with how Greg Roman called this game, because you and I and Alex and Arjun, we were kind of messaging back and forth about in the group chat, like I've never seen as many 4 receiver sets from Greg Roman in our lifetimes as watching, him as an NFL fan and obviously as Chargers fans. The give and take with keeping the 6 receivers up and only the 2 tight ends means that you're not having Tucker Fisk out there for run blocking. And, Oronda Gadsden, I think, is probably a better run blocker than Tyler Conklin, if not like maybe equal. So the give and take of let's spread the field out, let's pass the football, and let's let Justin Herbert cook is you're missing mainly Tucker Fisk as one of your best run blockers. So I didn't see Will Dissly a ton either. It was very receiver heavy tonight, and it worked. Like, credit to Greg Roman for coming up with this plan. I'm curious how much that sticks though going forward, especially with like the way that the starting trio looked tonight, which is, I think we can talk about next. How many snaps they played? Is it really necessary to keep all 6 receivers up? I think is going to be an interesting thing going forward.
Yeah, we don't know enough, but I think what did the Chargers play on offense tonight with Keandre Lambert-Smith and Trey Harris? 5 snaps maybe combined between them, 6 snaps. It feels like 10, under 10 between them. It was heavily that trio.
Yeah, it was Keandre has 14 snaps and Trey Harris 5.
Keandre Lambert-Smith played 14 snaps tonight. I did not. I didn't see those 14. That's for sure.
Yeah,
which is fine.
His one route that he ran the wrong time it looked sick. So if you're going to run the wrong route, at least do it really well. So
we're a step up from Brendan Rice, who just ran whatever that was, or it was like the wrong player lined up the wrong way. So we've now ascended, and I'm happy Trey Harris caught a pass. I don't even remember what it was, but it was for a first down.
It was kind of like a stutter and go slant kind of situation. It was a really nice, crisp route, and it went for a first down at a really key moment. So it was fun.
I'll take it.
In terms of the starting trio, again, Keenan Allen, Landon McConkey, Quentin Johnston led the way very clearly in snaps. Keenan Allen in his return with the Chargers, just so great to see, which we can definitely talk about. But 7 receptions on 10 targets, which led the team tonight. 68 yards, the touchdown. Landon McConkey, 6 receptions on 9 targets, 74 yards. And then Quentin Johnston, who we mentioned, 5 receptions on 7 targets, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Omarion Hampton had 2 catches. Tyler Conklin, 2 catches, which 2 catches for 50 yards. I'm surprised they kind of went away from that a little bit. Will Dissly's first catch at the very end, 17 yards. Trey Harris, 1 catch for 11. Najee Harris, 1 catch for 5. So big day from the starting trio. And there was, again, a lot of talk heading into this game was like, are we sure the Chargers have enough weapons to kind of like, improve on offense? And I think Keenan Allen looks like Keenan Allen, man. And like even I, who was kind of like maybe underselling the move, he looks really, really good. And he looks like, again, he looks like the 2023 version. So this trio, if Quentin looks like Quentin looked tonight, it can definitely be one of the better trios in the league. So it was a big opening statement from that group as well.
Yeah, I listen. Quentin Johnston, kind of get the general gist what he's going to do with the Chargers. Landon McConkey, going to be great with the Chargers. The X factor last night was, what is Keenan Allen? Like, it wasn't even like I'm excited to see him. I wasn't worried about him, but it wasn't like here's 100 yards from him. Just what is Keenan Allen going to do?
Yeah,
turns out not Matt Eberflus and the Bears and Caleb Williams not doing what he's doing. It turns out if Herbert's throwing in the football, it looks a little bit better than it did with the Bears. I was a little sad after that first drop pass. It's like, oh no, is it going to be a stinker? And there was a point in there where it's like 3rd down, Keenan. And it was just like, guys, this feels nice. This feels good. Herbert to Keenan on 3rd down or for the touchdown on prime time. That was just nice. That was all the warm and fuzzies. So if this is the trio and that's how they're playing, great. I didn't know how it was going to look, especially with the 2 guys who are maybe a slot, maybe a Z. What are they going to do? They were just open. Like, the answers were there. They all settled well. Both Keenan and Ladd McConkey had some great catches where they had to adjust, find the right spots, adjust from there. It was just really, really nice to see.
Yeah, Keenan Allen, again, 7 receptions, 6 first downs tonight. So it was a really, really good Keenan Allen game.
Jeez.
My thing was like, I wasn't sure how like this offense would use these players. And Kurt Warner was pointing this out, how like they would kind of switch between Ladd and Keenan. One would run like a corner or a post or a deep over, and then the one behind would just kind of run a choice route. And you settle down in zone, you settle down against man coverage, and it looked great. Like the chemistry between those two was fantastic, and obviously Herbert trusts both of them tremendously. So again, huge shout out to Greg Roman for the way that it looked tonight with the passing game. I did not think that they was going to look that clean. I kind of figured it would take them a while to figure out how to use Keenan Allen in this role, how to use Ladd McConkey in this role. But if they can play like this, man, like it's going to be tough for teams to defend them if you're, expecting the run game, I think will get going eventually. We can definitely talk about that. But when you have Keenan and Ladd and Quentin playing like this, and Conklin 2 catches for 50 yards, like it's going to make the Chargers a lot more difficult to deal with than it was last year.
It was awesome to see, because Ladd McConkey has said before Keenan Allen signed that they watch him all the time. He's watched Keenan Allen all the time, purely just out of respect as well, but just like the craft, some of the stuff they do after the catch, more so like, younger Keenan Allen days. But even today, you saw like Keenan Allen like catch a pass, make a move, get a first down. I'm like, yeah, I've seen McConkey do that a few times last year. So both of them just going like, hey, watch this. Hey, watch this. Let's get each other open. Let's do this for each other. Let's do this. Let's settle here. I'm going to run this way, and I'm just taking these players out of the play, and you're going to get open on this one. to see that back and forth was just beautiful. And yes, we'll say it as often as we can today, at least. Greg Roman, like seriously, heck of a game. Again, we weren't sure how this was going to go, but we saw late in camp, but early once Keenan Allen signed that he was getting involved. But like, okay, like how's it going to look in a game? And just right back to it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. One other thing that we were curious about is the running back situation. Obviously, Najee Harris practiced in full this week. What was the snap count going to look like? The Chargers had 65 total snaps on offense. Omarion Hampton was out there for 52. Najee Harris had 12 and Hassan Haskins 1. So we'll see how that continues. But it felt like today it was Omarion's backfield. I think Najee, as he gets going, they will use him more. But I think it says a lot that they trusted Omarion this much right out of the gate to play 52 of 65 snaps. Now, did it look great all the time? No. But again, I think one of the things you're looking for in week one without like overarching like themes and takeaways is usage, right? Like, what does the Keenan and Ladd situation look like? Well, it looks great. What does the running back situation look like? Well, Omarion 52 snaps. And so again, I don't think it's going to be that percentage every week, but to me, it says how highly they think of Hampton when he played that amount of snaps right out of the gate against the Chiefs, primetime game, etc.
Yeah, I think a couple of weeks ago they said, no matter who's out there, Najee Harris or not, it's going to be Omarion Hampton and like another player really rotating in with him. It was definitely not indicated it was going to be, hey, this is your show. Of course, Hampton was going to get the majority of the carries, but I definitely didn't think a split where it's 15 carries for him, 1 for Najee, and that's it. I definitely did not expect that to be the case tonight. No. And they could just as easily have done that. Hey, we trust Haskins in these situations, these short yardage situations. We trust him in pass protection. Let's get him out there. And that just wasn't the case. They clearly wanted to see what Hampton had. Some great moments for sure. Some not so good moments, a real head scratching moment. But I just think watching him out there, it almost just feels like, look, this guy's running on pure adrenaline and it's a blur. And he's his first NFL game. Yes, he's played running back before, but it's a whole different beast out there. Primetime, bright lights, the Chiefs, the crowns of the AFC the last decade. And you could tell sometimes he was just like, I get the ball and I go that way. And like, and that was kind of it for him. And you can just kind of see that, there was like some 5-yard plays, 6-yard plays where it's like when things kind of settle down for him and he's in that zone, he's going to find a way to break more of those, to get those bigger chunks. For now, he's just out there like getting the reps, getting used to it. And I think a lot of positives tonight. Wish it were better, but I think overall, just like first impressions of Omarion Hampton are he's physical and he's going to get better.
It felt like he was so close to like hitting a big one.
Yes.
Like every single time I'm like, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. It just feels like you said, it feels like he needs more reps. And I think, unfortunately, because of the Najee situation, he didn't play in the preseason and he didn't get those extra reps and they canceled the joint practice, everything like that. So it just feels like he might take a second, but man, did he look good a couple of times on those runs. So 15 carries for him, 49 yards, so 3.3 per attempt, which is not great, but he did average 2.73 yards per contact or yards after contact per attempt, forced 5 missed tackles according to PFF's initial tracking. So there's going to be some good on tape that doesn't necessarily reflect in like a great game. But I think there will be much better showings going forward, especially after he gets going. Is this true about Denzel Perryman?
I have not been on social media to know whether that is true or not. I'm looking at our DMs. Haven't seen anything. I don't see it.
Alex is doing the press conference stuff. I don't see any of that.
Yeah, maybe it was a Daniel Popper tweet. The timeline is just so full right now. I have no idea.
Yep, Daniel Popper, Denzel Perryman had a walking boot on in the locker room. That sucks. Yeah,
definitely sucks. Troy Dye was absolutely out there doing his best Denzel Perryman impression, just hitting people as hard as he could. But we are very close to a Marlowe Wax game.
Yep. So I mean, luckily Troy Dye was fantastic, but yeah, that sucks for Denzel Perryman.
Yeah.
Okay, Tyler, any other takeaways on offense? I don't know how much we're going to talk about the defense tonight with 71 super chats, but any other offensive takeaways right now before
we can jump over to the defense real quick.
Okay. Any big concerns for you of how the way the defense played tonight, or do you think it was mostly positive? I'm kind of bit of a mixed bag for me, but I think mostly positive.
It depends on like what part of the game you're asking me about, because there are moments where the interior defensive line, especially in the run game, are just kicking the asses of the Chiefs, and they look great. Obviously, Tart had a great game overall. Caldwell had some moments. Hand had a moment, so not bad there. I think my primary concern, very tough to judge on a broadcast, is just the safety play over the top in several instances. Yeah. I can't really tell. So we just see, here's the offensive line, there's a ball in the air, and there's Elijah Molden trying to get there. There's a Lohi Coleman trying to get there. So I don't quite know, but unless it was just purely the corner's fault, and I don't think it really ever is, there were more mistakes or big plays. Granted, Mahomes was on some other thing tonight too. Like those, I don't know if Geno Smith is doing that. I don't think, Daniel Jones is doing that later in the season. Like, I don't think those things are happening often, but yeah, I was a little concerned with that.
Yeah, so the Chiefs only had 11 designed runs tonight. Patrick Mahomes scrambled 6 times. He was their leading rusher. He was the leading rusher of the game with 57 yards. Kareem Hunt, 5 carries, 14 yards. Isaiah Pacheco, 5 for 26. So it's going to be tough to tell really like what the defensive line looked like from a run game perspective. But I thought, like, watching the game, it felt like the defensive line had really, really good moments. Again, to your Tart, like, started the game with a potential tackle for loss. Caleb Murphy had a good run defense rep, in there where he had a tackle for loss. So there are some good moments to definitely talk about, but I think my most frustrating thing with the defense is, like, they get that sack from Deion Henley when he's spying Mahomes, and then they don't come back to it. Like, it just became this thing in the second half where their best offense was Mahomes scrambling, and it just felt like the Chargers were playing like a lot of man coverage, and it just kept on happening and happening and happening. So I think I'm going to be mostly positive on the defense tonight. Thule had some good moments. Khalil had some good moments. Dante Jackson had a couple good moments. Troy Dye had some good moments. But I think the defense left a little bit out there in terms of like the scramble plays. And again, like, Mahomes did some crazy Mahomes shit tonight. When Khalil absolutely cooked Sumataia at the end, and then is like, has him dead to rights, and it turns into like a 50-yard gain. I'm like, how? Like, how does this happen? So it's tough to be like too critical of them because Mahomes just was like that tonight. But I think the lack of like a QB spy after it worked so well in the red zone was a little frustrating for me.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Mahomes was scrambling and getting more time or running more than I would have liked to see. But yeah, I think I'll like the defense more on rewatch.
Yeah.
But it was like the other aspect too is almost trying to grade this on a bit of a curve, maybe in the wrong way for this one, because Worthy got hurt on the third play. Rashee Rice is not playing. So obviously Jalen Royals, I don't know how much he would have contributed, but he clearly would have played tonight with Worthy going down. So they were down receivers 1, 2, 3, I guess, or 1, 2, 4 in this game. So, but for as far as an opener goes, and with Mahomes magic built in, and an insane 59-yard field goal by Butker, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. You were curious about, well, everybody was curious about the new look Chiefs offensive line. Again, initial tracking from PFF, so things can change. 5 pressures allowed from Josh Simmons, 3 from Kingsley Suamataia, 2 from Jawan Taylor, and like 5 penalties. It looked like the same offensive line from last year. So I think Simmons will get better, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But again, there were some good moments from the Chargers pass rush. And unfortunately, you just were not able to get home. But 4 pressures from Derwin James, 4 pressures from Bud Dupree, 3 from Thule, 2 from Deion, 2 from Deshaun Hand, 2 from Khalil, one from Caleb Murphy, one from Tariq Still, one from Justin Eboigbe, and one from Troy Dye is the initial tracking there.
Yeah.
That might change. I think they're shorting Khalil a little bit initially just based off of live watching. But right now, PFF has the Chargers with 20 pressures, 2 sacks, 5 hits. Again, you take that for most of the game for sure.
Yeah, and it felt like the pressures and the hits and whatnot were very impactful too.
Yeah.
So good game. Not bad. Not bad.
One of the other things we were curious about from the defensive perspective is like the cornerback rotation and how that all worked out. So Tariq Still, the Chargers had 61 total snaps on defense. Tariq Still was out there for 60. So he's obviously like their guy. Dante Jackson, 45, Cam Hart, 39. And then Benjamin St. Juste played 4, and I think all of them were in the red zone. So potentially kind of a usage thing where they want to maybe get some, red zone snaps for Benjamin St. Juste. So, right now it does seem like that's your starting trio going forward.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is the right decision.
Yes, I would definitely agree there. And Jaw Taylor didn't play any defensive snaps as far as I'm aware. Had a good special teams tackle.
Yeah, he sure did. It was a great tackle.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's everything from a defensive perspective.
We're going to be here all night. So let's start on these super chats.
All right, we got 75 super chats tonight, and we're 1,600 people in here. So appreciate the heck out of you guys. Glitch 5 says if Herbert runs like he did tonight, dark horse MVP.
Yeah, if you can find those clutch moments, he's not going to have 800 rushing yards, but if it's in those particular moments and they lead to wins in big games, heck yeah, can definitely. At this point, I don't know if he can even say he's a dark horse MVP candidate anymore because that was a pretty damn good game from him. So do I think he's a front runner after this game? No, but he's now pushed himself way up higher than I think a lot of people had him before.
I think like the thing about MVP is obviously you have to win your division at minimum. And so that's the thing. In terms of a dark horse MVP, I think that's fair. I think that's how I would classify Herbert right now.
Okay.
Daddy Don't Pull Out says Tarts Palms MVP.
Seriously, it's a great night, man. Hitting that guy, batting that ball down. Good stuff.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, PFF doesn't chart the batted passes as pass breakups, which I don't understand why that's a thing. And they only have him with 2 batted passes officially right now. There was 3, right?
Do they have him as PBU in coverage by chance?
No. Right now it's just the 2 batted passes. So they have a separate category for batted passes. That could change after they go back and rewatch, but
that feels like a very easy 3.
Yeah. And then Bud Dupree had 1 batted pass, which was a good batted pass on the screen.
I thought he was going to pick that one. I audibly yelled out loud.
Drew Simard says, thank you both for what you do. What a game. Want to know. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sending a super chat, Drew. We appreciate it.
Yes, I'm super, super positive chat tonight for very obvious reasons, but thank you guys for being so supportive and being here.
Yeah, 100%. Josh says, and shout out to PrizePicks for helping Jackson's college fund. Yeah. I mean, if you have the success rate of Tyler's mom and put that all towards your kid's college fund, heck yeah, that's a pretty good way to start.
Yeah, starting week 1 with a $900 bet is absurd. I don't know how my mom does it.
Yeah. Did you submit a lineup or no?
I think I won $80.
Yeah, I won 125. So
your mom's we did it.
Your mom's a little bit more courageous with her selections, I guess.
That's the other thing. It's just like, yeah, sure. I'll just throw $50 on these ones.
Yeah.
6 for 6 on the power picks. I wonder if she would even be, because there's an option where if you win first place, you might also get like more. I don't know how it's going to work for her this week. Anyway, $900 is pretty good.
Yeah. I always do like 25. Again, I'm very stingy with that.
Sure.
Like, I don't really push it, but
right. I win once every 5 weeks. So yeah, I do $20, something like that too.
Yeah. ET44A says, give us a handstand, Tyler. Is tonight a handstand worthy event?
No. That will be if they go 1-2-3 and beat the Raiders and Broncos, I'll give you a handstand.
All right. There you go.
So
folks.
They'll beat the Raiders, and then and Herbert against the Raiders next week is gonna be it's gonna be fun.
Well, I think that could be a get right game for the rushing attack also.
Hey, works for me too. I don't care how you do it.
Yeah. Theodore Kinney, where does this rank among Herbert's best games? What an incredible game, bolt up. So I think off the top of my head, like that Vikings performance tonight,
Yep.
I still put the week 18 Raiders game up there, even though they lost.
Yep.
Maybe like the Saints game from his rookie season.
That was pretty good. And another game they lost.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Especially given the circumstances. I
Yeah.
think the Steelers game.
Steelers on Monday night is good, where Hayward
Yeah.
sits on him. That one.
Probably the Arrowhead Chiefs game, but this is definitely one of his 3 best, given the circumstances.
Yeah, to me, this is like top 2 at minimum.
Yeah.
Edgar Paso says, it's 4 a.m. My heart is still racing. I might have a tear in my eye. I love Justin Herbert. Shout out to your tart and his open hands. Yeah, thank goodness that was not a closed fist, because he would have gotten ejected.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine this game without those 3 batted passes after that? I mean, thank goodness he went with open hand.
Yeah. Which I didn't know that was a thing. Like when I saw the replay of it, I was like, oh, he's gonna eject it for sure.
On Kelsey, no less. So, yeah, like they're gonna toss him.
Yeah, but I guess that's the difference. So TD says this was a huge game for QJ. He shined in the spotlight, and when it mattered most, hopefully this gets the monkey off his back.
I think he's got to have that signature contested or like deep ball touchdown kind of deal to get the monkey off his back. It'll always be following him around because of that first round bias, but games like tonight are how you get the fan base to forget about all that stuff for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Sister Becca Schoonen here in the chat.
Yeah, what's up, Becca? My youngest sister. Hello.
Daddy Don't Pull Out says beer is doing some reverse suck-ups magic on Herbert.
Oh, no comment.
Come on, man.
Listen, again, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Schmelly Bozo says number effing 10, baby.
Thank you, Schmelly Bozo. Yes, number F and 10 for sure. Good night for these two right behind me. That's for sure.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. JNut23 says resident QJ and Roman defender here. It was a good night for your agendas then, Mr. JNut.
If you're a resident QJ and Roman defender, boy, you must be in a house by yourself. That is not, there are not many people in that village.
No. Puma says, bro, I'm so happy Omarion Hampton will be okay. Marshawn Lynch is coaching him up. That was pretty cool.
That was cool because Hampton said that Lynch was the guy he like watched the most to try to model his game. And so it was cool that Lynch was there to give him that as the Chiefs then went and scored 3 points. But, you know, it happens.
Yeah. I was not crazy about that execution. To me, like the call is fine. Like I think Hampton, you know, like he does deserve some blame here. Jim Harbaugh said after the game that it was not his fault. Harbaugh said he and the coaching staff should have relayed the message to stay in bounds before the play. So like if they did not tell him to stay in bounds, then that's a big problem for the coaching staff. But taking the delay of game penalty and then throwing an incomplete pass and then calling a run towards the sidelines.
Yeah,
I was not crazy about that. Like that, I'm trying to be very positive tonight, but that end of half execution by the Chargers was not very good. It was a very, very poorly executed end of half situation. And it's something to be monitoring going forward, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
IGNIN7 says Justin cooked, excuse me, but the Keenan difference was real.
Yeah, I was definitely hoping for one of those replays to be Keenan on just like breaking somebody's ankles. But overall, it was just an awesome night for him. Found the right spots, got open. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I agree. Thomas Martinez, shout out to my wife Amanda, managing breathing / blood pressure / second trimester nausea, while my son brought home a back to school cold.
Same.
Hell of a win. Yeah, dude. Yeah. The back to school cold is great. But I think this is the first time Thomas has pointed this out in the chat, but big congratulations on the pregnancy there. Huge shout out to Jake Hefner as well. He finally shared on Instagram.
Oh snap! I didn't know that one.
Pregnant. Yeah. So good weekend for the Chargers content creators for pregnancy announcements. So shout out Thomas and Jake Hefner.
Yeah, congrats, guys. Yeah,
And their
good luck.
wives, obviously.
Good luck to Amanda, your wife. My sister's name is Amanda, so it's a good name.
That's a
What
good
are you
name.
naming your kid? Are we going with Justin?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of Justins. Like, imagine if the Chargers win the Super Bowl this year. Like, you absolutely have to name your son Justin if you're having one.
Yeah, you and I are gonna have to rock paper scissors for which one of us is getting Justin on that one.
Yeah. Andrew Murray, big super chat. Appreciate that. He says Herbert is that dude, had an out of body experience on that third down run. Ryan Clark can cash out his Roth IRA. Yeah. Tough week for Ryan Clark, man. I'm telling you.
Tough week, man. Yeah. Apparently a week ago, like Aaron Rodgers wouldn't say hi to him and was avoiding him, and then the stuff about Herbert, and then Pete Schrager calls him out on the show, which good for him, by the way. And just rough week for Ryan Clark.
Yeah, and was he the one who said that Peyton Manning wasn't a generational talent or Tom Brady wasn't either?
Yeah, I think I saw. I didn't see the clip. I believe he was referring to like as a prospect, like Tom Brady wasn't.
Sure.
In college,
Tom Brady definitely was not a generational prospect.
Peyton Manning was pretty.
Peyton Manning was like, he was going to be the number one pick as like a 15-year-old.
Yeah, so pretty sure he was considered pretty good.
100%. Nicholas Petrilli says props to Greg Roman for trying to get the first down. I assume that's at the end of the game.
I think so. I mean, there are several points. I think obviously they went for it on fourth down. I knew the Chargers had it in the bag when Tyler Conklin had a sneak, and I was like, "Oh, all right, we're gonna win this one," because there's no way that was on anybody's bingo card to have a Tyler Conklin rushing attempt like that, but it worked. Yeah. It caught everybody by surprise. So yeah, good job.
The Ravens have done that with Mark Andrews, but I don't know if that's a Todd Monken thing or a Greg Roman thing. But either way, it worked and I liked it, so it was good.
Yeah, a good call on the Conklin X Factor pick. That he definitely felt like one.
Yeah. The end of the game scramble by Justin Herbert, like, the Chargers are in the huddle and Kurt Warner's like, they should just run out the clock here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, they're playing Patrick Mahomes. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I at least expected them to go for one pass on that series. I didn't know when. It was perfect. Again, just another well-executed one by them.
The opening play of that drive to Disley for 17 yards was also really, really good. Like, again, most of the offensive play calls tonight were very well designed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ted Barduson, I think I'm gonna go with that one. Barduson. Apologies, Ted, for if I'm saying that wrong. He says, "Bolt up, it's go time."
Thank you, Ted. Don't steal Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife in that movie, Jingle All the Way. I don't have to. So stupid I had to explain that reference, but here I am.
It's not a good movie, but Brooke and I watch that movie every Christmas. Like, we have to. It's just like tradition.
It's so good. Put the cookie down. Anyway, we'll continue.
It's almost Christmas time, so we can watch it in a few months.
It is.
Jeremy Michaud? I'm sorry. We got this in Halo. Herbert got his moment. What they going to say now? Talk about Keenan, boys.
They'll say the same thing they've been saying, which is he doesn't have a playoff win. And what I meant was specifically in the postseason and whatever. They'll keep moving the goalposts till he wins the Super Bowl. So you got to get there.
Yeah, the goalposts will continue to move, unfortunately. But, tonight, people have been saying like, oh, like, where's the signature Herbert win? This was absolutely a signature Herbert win. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, here's one for you. Ivan Seresser, man, we got some difficult last names tonight. I apologize if I'm.
I need John Smith to send in a super chat right now. Okay.
He says Tart can smack anything out the way. Let's go.
Yeah. Nope, not making that comment. But yes, Tart throwing hands.
Yeah, throwing hands. Victor says, let's thank Williams for retiring and giving us third and Allen. Yeah, interesting to think about where the Chargers are at tonight if Mike Williams is playing instead of Keenan.
So QJ's the Z, Lad's the slot, that sort of thing is happening, and Mike is the X.
I think Trey Harris plays a lot more in
this
situation.
Right. Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, interesting
I
little
can't imagine it
butterfly
worked out
effect there.
better. So yeah, I'll take it.
Fernando Ramirez said in his story about Keenan that Keenan and Mike like texted like after they signed. Keenan was really happy for him, and then after he retired, Keenan was like, "You're not mad that I'm going back, right?" And Mike was like, "No,
Aw.
dude, go do you." So
Aw.
it was a cool little message back and forth, I think.
That's so sweet.
Aaron Adams says Greg Roman called a great game. I completely agree with that. Again, we easily his best performance as a Chargers offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I gotta think so. Second half versus Broncos was great, but this was generally speaking, 60 minutes to 0 minutes.
Yeah. Zach Pearson bolts up, big time win tonight. He says Tranquil is a bitch. Chargers fans do not like Drew Tranquil anymore.
They definitely do not. And I will always be associated with Drew Tranquil in some slight way that I will not get into tonight.
No, we don't need to rehash that one for sure.
No thanks.
John Schoon with the big super chat in here says the Allen effect definitely was a factor. Too many targets to cover.
Yeah, my dad and I were texting, Amari Cooper retires for his team, Mike Williams retires for our team, and whatever's going on with these X receivers. It feels like it was destiny. Mike Williams retires. Okay, well, let's go get an X. Let's go get Amari Cooper. He retires. I guess it just was always going to be Keenan Allen. And he was a factor. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Will he have 200-yard games? Can he put up a game like McConkey versus Houston? No. But that 50 to 70 yards a game, if he can just do what he did tonight, they're in good hands.
Yeah, it just makes the Chargers so much more difficult on third downs where you have these two guys, Conklin, Quentin Johnston. Like it's again a very positive showing tonight from this group. Quick shout out to Brooke, who just texted me that she is on her way home and listening to the podcast right now. So appreciate the support from my wife.
Hello, Brooke. Hope all is good. Hopefully your school year is going well. I'm having a good week. Hopefully you're good. Avoiding the sickness of all the back to school stuff too.
Yes, thankfully she has not gotten back to school sick yet, but hopefully that continues. It's funny because one of my coworkers, Matt, I don't know if Matt's watching right now or not, but big shout out Matt Lever. Appreciate him. They ran into each other at the football game tonight because his daughter is a cheerleader where my wife teaches. And they both didn't initially see each other because they were watching the Chargers game on their phone at the high school football game. So it was funny, but yeah, good one for sure.
Yeah.
J Nut back with another one says Will Dissly magical one catch also.
It is crazy that they genuinely were spamming Will Dissly so often last year. Now we're at a point where it's like, oh yeah, Will Dissly's in the game.
Yeah.
Whereas last year they had to lean in on him several times, and now it's just. Yeah, it was a good catch.
If this were last year, Will Dissly probably has 9 targets.
Yeah, definitely.
Landon Sumner says never thought we'd win with Pipkins getting killed. BTFU. I thought Pipkins played pretty well, man. There were 3 pressures, but I think one of those pressures is maybe a little iffy. But I thought Pipkins played well.
Yeah, look, I don't expect it to be great. If you honestly told me every game was 3 pressures by Trey Pipkins, I'd go, all right, I can sign up for that as your backup tackle. Not bad. And Karl Aftis is not a slouch either.
Yeah. 3 pressures against the Chiefs, against some of the worst teams, 1 pressure here, stuff like that. Karl Aftis is no slouch, but he definitely has a much bigger test next week against Max Crosby.
Yes.
And 2 weeks after that, the Giants edge rushers. So, this was a good start for Pipkins. Hopefully that continues. But again, J-Nut is the QJ and Roman defender. I'm apparently the Trey Pipkins defender because I think he's fine. But
yeah,
as long as he can avoid the Avalanche games, give you some good games here and there, you take that from your back tackle all day long.
Yeah. And I'm the Alohi Gilman defender, I think. So, we all got a player.
Yeah. Mr. Sarl says Justin fucking Herbert, elite. Good to see 13 back. I'm interested if the 17 here is deliberate or not, but if it isn't, either way, it was funny to me. But I appreciate Mr. Sarl here.
Yeah, Herbert was awesome. Played elite. I love it. I love when the Chargers win and Herbert plays well because it just buys me some peace of mind on social media. I don't just sit there and hear all this crap for weeks. It's just nope, Herbert had a freaking awesome game.
Yeah, and all of the people who watch film, obviously we're gonna post clips and stuff like that, but I have a feeling tomorrow morning is going to be like flooded with Justin Herbert clips of all 22, and it's going to be great.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff for sure. Dre says 4 years of festering hatred towards the Chiefs, but we finally did it, man. Most annoying and frustrating team I've seen in my life. Brooke and I were talking about this earlier this week, where it was like, every single game just like felt the same against the Chiefs previously, where there's just these moments where the Chargers come up short, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce do something unreal. They get some crazy, fortunate, lucky bounce, and then the Chiefs win by a field goal or by 2 or whatever. And so, unfortunately, Justin Herbert is now he's 2-7 against Patrick Mahomes, but it just is unfortunate that that's kind of been where this rivalry has been at. And I think Daniel Popper said it's like heading into this week, the Chargers were 3 of their last, or 3-18 against the Chiefs since Andy Reid took over. So hopefully this is swinging the other way instead of that, because 3-18 is not fun. It was very much not fun.
No, definitely not fun at all. But it is feeling like it is trending towards that. We'll see over a whole season who can win the division, but obviously now we feel pretty good about the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Yeah, for sure. McCann Sanford, first time watching a Chargers game with my 4-month-old son Maddox. Good luck charm. Shout out to Sanford family as well on the newborn. Hopefully you can find some newborn Charger stuff. I don't know if that's really a thing, but appreciate the super chat.
I'm sure there's plenty of stuff you can find, and my Stitch over here has a tiny baby jersey on him, so we can find Stitch one. Your 4-month-old, I'm sure, can find something.
Yeah,
and I'm happy your 4-month-old like got to watch this game and like see like his first core memory. Like an Inside Out. It's like Herbert's beating the Chiefs, and you take that little memory ball and you store it as a core memory. Like that's good stuff. I'm glad he saw a win.
4 months is a little early for a core memory.
Yeah, but did you see the game? Did you see Justin Herbert tonight? That sticks with you forever.
I mean, Jim Harbaugh apparently remembers the day he was born, so I guess 4 months is nothing.
4 months is nothing. Late. He's a late bloomer, is what I'm hearing.
Your friend, the neighborhood Spider-Man, says a Giro with a clean shave is a different OC. Keep it.
Again, whatever it takes, man. I don't care what you're shaving. If it's working, go for it.
Whatever change he made in the offseason, it's doing great. He should keep doing that.
Yes, do more of that.
Trevor B says 1 seed in the AFC, Bull fam, BTFU.
That's right. Nobody has more wins than the Chargers in the AFC this year. Let's go.
Yeah, man. We can have a conversation about seeding later on, but feels good right now.
It does.
Nitzer 666, having Keenan back as Justin's security blanket was great. O-line still a work in progress. Huge win nonetheless.
Agree on all fronts. I think, work in progress for the line, but it progressed in the right direction so far.
Yeah, I agree. Josh says, can I get Hi Jackson? I'll show him when he wakes up. Hi Jackson. Hope you sleep good.
Do you like Pikachu or Stitch? There they are. Welcome to your morning. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. Steven Sullivan, how many Stevens/Stevens are here? BTFU, love y'all.
I don't really get a lot of Tylers in here, I'll tell you that.
You got Tyler Conklin, though.
That's right. And he fumbled, but whatever.
Hey, man, heck of a play by Ladd. I know it was technically a penalty, but just getting that ball out of bounds, that was really, really smart by him.
Yeah, because in the alternate reality where he doesn't, and you're screaming at the TV going, just pick it up, somehow the Chiefs recover that. So honestly, I'll take the penalty over the voodoo magic thing that would have happened where the Chiefs somehow returned it for a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree. AN says, if tonight was indicative of QJ's ceiling as a round 1 pick, how are we feeling?
I mean, I still wouldn't feel great given that he was a first-round pick. I need to see more than just, hey, he's really good on these crossers and spots like this. But given what he is now, if that's how he's contributing and you can throw in, over 50 yards a game, hey, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously tonight we did see like the downside of QJ where he had 2 chances to make contested catches and was not able to come down with them. But if you're if you're a player like him who can just really, really crush on, cross the field routes, and you're great after the catch, and you have red zone efficiency touchdowns, like you could be a really solid wide receiver 2 in this league. Like, I think obviously for a player you take in the first round, you want him to be like one of the dudes at wide receiver. The hit rate of first round receivers is not really that high. If you like actually go back and look at it, the hit rate in like the top 10 is tremendously high because those players are generally speaking like elite prospects. But if he can play like he did tonight, I think the Chargers could feel very, very good about him being like a pretty high floor wide receiver 2 going forward. I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world. And is that an awesome return in round 1? Maybe no, but it like people talk about Quentin Johnson as if he's like this horrible player, when we as Chargers fans have seen first round picks be much worse than what Quentin has been over like the last year and a half in particular.
Yeah, definitely.
Lucas Williams says, first time joining live, been listening to the pod for a few years. Appreciate you that. Hopefully you had a good time tonight. Greg Roman needs a game ball. I think that's fair. I think that's fair after tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind that at all. Game ball for Greg Roman, totally fine by me.
Yeah, I agree there. Caleb says he can't wait for the mini movie, Heavy Breathing. I know they did the off-season one that they released this week, which I thought was a little funny. But I hope they continue to do the mini movies because they are generally very fantastic.
Yeah, I know they've thrown out All In, but this would have been a fun All In to watch.
Yeah. The All In series was great. It just was like the terminology could have maybe changed.
Yes, and they hated it after a while, and then it was Brandon Staley. So I don't think they posted All In for like 12 months at one point.
No, no,
they were all out on that one.
I think after Herbert got hurt, they were like, let's not do these.
yeah, but it was fun while it lasted.
It was.
Yeah.
Nicole Zito, let's effing go. This W hitting like crack. Hopefully you can rewatch my opening because that's how I felt and feel about this game. So I agree.
Yes, it's nice. I'm gonna carry this, and like tomorrow's Saturday, we get to just enjoy the week.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. If they lose, they win. I don't care. I'm just gonna watch some football and eat some food.
Low key Friday night games, kind of a fan.
Kind of a fan. If they win, as long as my team wins, Fridays are great.
Yeah. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Like, because when they play Thursday, Sunday, Monday, I have to go to work the next day. I don't have to go to work tomorrow. It's great.
Yeah. They play on Thursday and then they lose. I got to go to work and 200 kids and coworkers look at me and go, so it's nice on Fridays I can vibe with. I don't mind it. Again, you win in Brazil, whatever. You want to go play in China? You want to go play wherever, Guantanamo Bay, something, whatever. As long as you win, I'm cool with it.
I don't know about China. Relax.
First of all, you relax. Second of all,
I just said that's a really long flight. Okay.
It is a very long flight. Yeah.
Like the NFL's doing Australia next year. That's crazy to me.
That is definitely crazy. You have to have a bye after that or something. That is quite a flight.
Yeah. Michael DeVries says, love that the media clowns are going to eat their words this week. So much Herbert hate this week. It was bad.
It was.
The media member that's a Chiefs fan, Nick Wright, does his like quarterback pyramid every season, and he had Herbert as like the 13th best quarterback on his pyramid, like next to Jared. Yeah, exactly. He had him like next to Jared Goff and Jordan Love. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing with this?
God.
So he can eat it too.
That's right.
Tara Romero, appreciate your big super chat here. Justin Herbert is so clutch. Top 3 QB, was dealing against the Spagnuolo defense. So happy for QJ. Omarion looks so good, and Greg Roman's game plan. Wow. Bolt up. I'm so freaking happy. Love all the caps, the hearts. Great stuff here from Tara.
Yeah, super positive super chat. I know Tara's a big Oregon fan in general, so I'm sure seeing Herbert go out there and have a great freaking game is just like a perfect night.
Yeah, cool little moment with all the Oregon Ducks players out there after the game. I'm sure that will be fun for all the Oregon fans.
Mm-hmm.
NSN says, best Charger team handling of Chris Jones ever. off the top of my head, I would probably say, yeah.
Maybe. Hey, Dark Samus, where are you, by the way? You said Chris Jones wasn't all that good. You know what?
Yeah.
For a day,
Where's the
maybe
Dark
you were
Samus
right.
victory laps here?
I know, man. Well, let's talk to him on Tuesday or something.
Yeah. Pack Rat says KC Chargers fam needed it more than anyone. Bolt up.
Yeah, no, it definitely needed this. I need it. Like I definitely needed this one for sure.
Yeah, the vibes tonight have been awesome, and like this is
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite nights as a Chargers fan in a long time.
Yes, 93 super chats is insane. We're not even halfway through super chats, dude. 93
We're gonna
super
be here
chats
for
is
like
insane.
2 hours doing super chats.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here and cover week 2.
Yep.
We're just gonna continue on with our coverage, but this, I mean, we're blessed. I appreciate it.
Super blessed. Tara says also, who else thoroughly enjoyed watching Tranquil lose it on the sideline, arguing with his players? Yeah, Chris Jones and him got into it after that scramble, man. They were not happy.
Oh, did they? Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's too bad.
That's what that feels like, you.
That's right. That's right. That's what that feels like.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Zach Pearson sending a $25 super chat to shit on Rich Eisen. I love it. He says Rich Eisen is a dog shit commentator. It's still taking him over Chris Collinsworth. Oh man, that is hilarious. Herbert sliding to steal the game right in front of Derwin was such a cool moment. Elite leaders on both sides of the ball. Love you, Cat Boys. Appreciate the super chat here. Choosing this moment and that kind of super chat to shit on Rich Eisen is hilarious.
Hey man, I appreciated it. I didn't think Rich Eisen was too bad. I love Rich Eisen. Honestly, I think what he does in general is fantastic.
Yeah.
Seems like a stand-up guy. I love the interviews with. He does like some movie crossover stuff. I think he's fantastic as a commentator. That is fine. You know, wasn't he? How about this? He didn't bug me and make me hate my watching experience. Now, if they kept leaning into that YouTube stuff and Mr. Beast, yeah, that was gonna kill me. But Rich Eisen, I think, was fine. Maybe that's by comparison. That YouTube, I just like stop doing whatever they were doing.
Yeah, the pregame coverage with like the content creators and then like the guy on the sideline, like no, like don't do that again, please. Yeah, I think the thing with Rich as like a color commentator guy is that he's so used to giving his opinions that he just gives his opinions, which is like as a host on SportsCenter and his own show, he's I think generally very good at that. But as a color commentator, your job is to just this is what's happening, and then Kurt Warner's job is to explain this and give his opinion. So I can understand why some people would be a little frustrated by that dialogue, but I don't think he's a dog shit commentator at all. I like Rich Eisen a lot. I think he does great work, and I would definitely take him over Chris Collinsworth. That is for sure.
I probably would agree. And honestly, if nothing else, Rich Eisen in person got to watch Herbert do what he did, and he will have lots of positive things to say, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, I agree. Our guy Athir in here for the first time. Appreciate him jumping in. He says that run by my quarterback. He said to Mahomes, "You not winning tonight, bitch. Enough is enough." That my quarterback. I love you, Herbert. You special. 1 down, 12 to go. That's right. Athir has the Chargers winning 13 games. So
I don't know if I can get there yet, but you know what? You're right now, Athir. You are right. Technically, we were too. We also picked the Chargers to win. Thank God. You know. Right once out of 12 of our last attempts at picking a Chargers-Chiefs game, but you know what? We did it.
Yeah, at least now we can predict the Chargers win against the Chiefs and like actually have some like stuff to go on for it.
Well, it might be this time. Wasn't exactly super fun for a few years there, but now they actually. So they've never beaten the Chiefs at home since we've been covering them, and they've only beaten them once since we've been covering them. 2021.
When was their 2021 at Arrowhead, 2018 at Arrowhead.
Right.
And then obviously like they won the game at Arrowhead with all the backups in 2020. Is it the end of Herbert's rookie season? I think so.
Probably. Yes. Yeah.
I can't remember the last time the Chargers beat the Chiefs at home.
No, they haven't beat the Chiefs at home since 2013. That was against Chase Daniel and their backup running back, whoever that was.
And they almost lost that game.
And they almost lost that game. It took an Eric Weddle punt fake.
Yeah. I got to meet Eric Weddle last week, by the way.
I saw it. That's the most casual I met Eric Weddle picture I've ever seen.
Yeah, super cool dude. Very, very nice with his time. He was really cool.
Yeah. Happy for you.
Yeah. I was as a like he was probably my favorite Utah player growing up because he played offense for Utah too.
Mhm.
And so he was like one of the best corners in the league. Like there's a game they played Georgia Tech in the bowl game when they had Megatron, and Megatron was like a complete non-factor in that game because Eric Weddle just like shut him down. It was
Dang.
incredible.
Wow.
And then in that game he had like a rushing touchdown. He threw a pass. Like he was Travis Hunter at Utah before Travis Hunter was a thing. Unfortunately, he kind of got sandwiched in between the two great Utah seasons in the 2000s. So his last year at Utah, they won 8 games. It was like a good season, but they just didn't have the guys to make his season matter, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Zequiffy, I'm just gonna roll with that one. He says, let's calm down on Alt staying at left tackle next season.
I just think because Slater's not practicing until at minimum summer next year that he is staying at left tackle next year.
And I think like the Chargers' decision to move Alt to left tackle and like how they've handled that whenever Rashawn has been out, like this regime really wants their best tackle at left tackle. And we just don't know if Rashawn is going to come back to his usual self. And even if he is his usual self, there's just a chance that Joe Alt is better. Like if he looks like he did tonight, every night, like there's just a chance that Joe Alt is one of the best tackles in the league by the end of the season.
Yeah, no, we could be. It's so early, and it's one game in year 2. I don't know. It just feels very Gold Jacket the way this is all going.
Yeah, there just aren't 6'8" left tackles who move like him, and right now, like the only way you can beat him is if you beat him off the line. And he's starting to master that. Like it's just, it's just trending towards a very special career. Hoping he can stay healthy, obviously.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Zach back with another one says, I think Haskins on kickoff return is a ball protection thing. He's not killer vision back. Yeah, I think they're probably going to have to make some kind of adjustment here, just because, like you want the ball in the hands of Darius Davis, or they put Omarion out there on the last one. Even if Haskins is like a safe returner, you want some dynamic athletes back there. You don't want to keep relying on Haskins, I think. So I think they have him back there because he's a good blocker, but I think that's going to have to make some kind of adjustment to get some better athletes back there if they're just going to kick away from Darius Davis every single kickoff.
Yep.
Alvaro de Anda, super important to win this game in the next 2 since our schedule is so tough the last few weeks. Definitely. The Chargers probably need to be 3-1 after the first 4 games. And now, since they beat the Chiefs, there's a very good chance that is the case.
Yeah, I think at minimum they're at least 2-2. Like I'm going to predict them to win next week, and I think if they win next week, I predict them to beat the Broncos. Yeah. So I think they're in definitely a very good spot right now. 3-1 would be awesome.
Yeah, they should definitely be the Raiders next week. Broncos at home should be a game they win. It's obviously very difficult. The Broncos defense is incredible.
Yeah.
And then you have an East Coast trip to play the Giants defensive line, which is the Giants offense might score like 10 points a game, but their defense might allow 10 points per game. So that one is a sneaky tough game for the Chargers.
Yeah.
New Jersey Savage, W's in the chat. I hollered let's go 10 when he slid for that first down. My throat is going to be sore tomorrow from so much yelling and speaking for an hour and probably 45 minutes at this point. So yeah, I get it. He says, I'm at work, so people were looking at me crazy. My cousin is a Chiefs fan and didn't want to hear from me. LOL, bull TF up.
Yeah, it was awesome. That moment was just fantastic. It just found a spot in my brain, again, core memories, where I'm just always going to remember that particular slide. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read some of these, or are you okay?
Yeah, you can take some if you want.
Yeah, sounds good. Just don't want to have Steven die here on the pod. All right, from Kyle Loomis, checking in from Plano, Texas. Loved the performance from Herb, Keenan, and Q. F that KC Voodoo. Let's effing go. Bolts. So much to be excited about.
Yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to be excited about.
All right, I have no idea what you ended up deciding on here. Zakui, if we can beat the Raiders, go 2-0, and the Eagles beat the Chiefs and start 0-2,
Is that their
would
next
be-
game?
Oh, they play the Eagles next? That's the next game? Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, Eagles Sunday, September 14th, and then they play the Giants, and then the Ravens, and then the Jaguars, and then the
Ooh.
Lions.
Interesting. I know like the last 2/3 of their schedule is pretty whatever,
Yeah.
but interesting. That's a tough
Yeah.
opening sequence for them. And they've
Yeah.
already, not that the Chargers are an easy win, but they're not the tougher of the teams on that schedule. So, huh.
The thing that
Fascinating.
sucks is that they host the Eagles, Ravens, and the Lions. All of them are at home, and the Commanders are at home also.
Oh, great.
So,
Well, hopefully they look, honestly, the Chargers are already in a good spot. So hopefully they just drop 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next up from Zach Nichols. I just appreciate all the content you guys do. I appreciate the honest takes. Thank you, Zach.
yeah, that's what we're here for. Yeah.
That is what we're here for, man. That's why people show up. We still have it's 9:40. I don't even know if you guys are still awake or if your phones are just like to the side and you're sleeping, but 1,400 of you right now at 9:40 is pretty fun. Thank you guys.
Yeah, appreciate the heck out of you guys. Nights like these are worth it. Like this is why we ultimately do the podcast, is to, have in moments like these, and we wish they happened more often, but we embrace them when they do happen.
Heck yeah, man. Next up from Chris, QJ confident tonight. Love how Trey got a chance in a clutch moment. Love the show, guys. Thanks for keeping us sane during the offseason. Bolt up.
Yeah, I think the Trey Harris moment is really, really, really important because he didn't play a ton, but they went to him in a crucial moment, and he ran a great route, made the catch. So hopefully that allows them to have some more confidence in him overall as a player going forward.
Yeah, if he was on the field for 5 plays and 1 was a catch, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Next up from Jacob. Although running game was underwhelming, the 4th down run was huge by Hampton. Absolutely, just didn't feel like he was going to get denied on that one.
Yeah. Again, I feel like he was really close to like having a great game. It just, didn't get a ton of volume overall, but I think Hampton's going to have a great season.
Yeah, I think so too. From NSN, wanted Herbert to have multiple weapons from day 1 in 2020. First time I feel hope about Justin getting the help to exploit his talent well. And I think just even moving forward, like I trust Joe Ortiz to go find another 1 or 2 guys in the draft. Maybe not free agency just yet, but like they're doing pretty well in the draft when it comes to receivers. So I trust him.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw him with 3 truly capable receivers was obviously when Mike Williams, Keenan, and Joshua Palmer were all healthy. That 2021 season, particularly like the second half of that season, some of Herbert's best games overall. There was some mild MVP buzz, but 5,000-yard season was the result, 38 touchdowns. Like we've seen this a little bit before. Like, the Chargers didn't have a great offensive line. Obviously, like that was Storm Norton was right tackle and stuff like that. So it's never been a true combination of like receivers and offensive line, but hopefully we are trending in the right direction there.
Yeah, I think so. From Haroon Ahmad, love watching you guys after a game. #bolt up. Love being here after a win.
Yeah, our post-game chats are always fun, even when the Chargers lose. Like it's a good turnout. So
yeah,
we like doing the post-game chat. Like when we agreed to our deal with the Chargers, we were like, kind of figuring out our schedule, and we were like, we can't lose the post-game live chats. Like that's a core piece of what we provide, and you guys love it. So we're happy to be here.
Yeah, even after the Jaguars loss, that's one of our like 5 most. Like the Jags loss was just therapy, and it was 5. Like it was a huge stream for us, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, DJA KADT. Not even gonna say those whole things all together. $10 super chat says bolt the F up.
Heck yeah, DJ.
DJ works too. There we go. From Edwin, big $20 super chat here. Shut up game from Herbo. Here's to season, fellas.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a statement game from the team, from Justin.
Mm-hmm.
If it felt so intentional, like the way that they came out and were throwing the football, that they wanted to show like, hey man, like here's all of the weapons now that we have. Here's our potential MVP level quarterback. Let's make this thing work. And it was very intentional statement game from all parties.
Yes. Of course, they asked him about it after the game, and Herbert's like, yeah.
He's like, just another game.
He's like, whatever. Can I just go to the next thing, please? Get out of my face. Which I respect. From Colin Camp, I've talked a lot of shit about the offensive line this offseason. Total turnaround, way better than expected. Bolt up.
Yeah, definitely better than expected. I do want to see the run game performance on tape, but again, like the way that they pass protected, you take that all day long against the Chiefs.
Yep, 100%. I'm guessing Steven was laughing at this. Steven Herbert
Yep.
smacking beer tonight. He did specify that there was a beer emoji here, so perhaps he's only just referring to beer, but I highly doubt it. Yes, Herbert smashing beer tonight. Again, whatever keeps you winning. Do what you got to do. Get your Phillip Rivers on.
I'm sure the plane ride home will be fun. They're in for a long flight home though, but I'm sure the plane ride will be fun for like the first couple hours.
Imagine an international flight back after a loss. Ugh. God, they won.
I mean, I've done that before.
Yeah, great. From Kevin Easton, third and Keenan is so back. $13 super chat from him, by the way. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. Third and Keenan. I love how we just all agreed as soon as he caught it. It was like, oh, third and Keenan. We're all just like back into our rhythm. It was nice.
Yeah, we all did like the little emoji face too.
Yeah, I saw you and I have had like 4 similar tweets today. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It just felt like we were both tweeting from the same account. From the True Blue, one of Tart's batted passes doesn't get in the stat sheet. This was on the 2-point play. Oh, good call. Good call there, the True Blue. Thank you.
Yeah. That's lame
stupid,
though.
That's really stupid.
Like, also, I've had this take for a while where like if you draw a hold as a pass rusher, you should get it counted as a pressure. I think that's just like something that makes sense to me on PFF. But like the Sean Hand drew a hold and like he would have at least hit Mahomes, I assume. If he was not held, and that's just not going to count for anything now, which I think is sad.
From K Rich, Steve, any chance you watch the game again to see how Simmons looked coming off the tendon injury? Same as Slater, and I know everyone is different.
I mean, I'll definitely watch out for how he played, and I think how the Chargers rushed against the left side. But again, currently PFF is charting 8 pressures allowed from Simmons and Suamataia. So we wanted to see them kind of attack that group, and they did. So we'll see. I think Simmons, like there were some athletic moments from him, but he is a rookie who didn't really have like a true junior season. So I don't know if he's going to hit his ceiling like right away for the Chiefs, but I think unfortunately long term, I still think he has that kind of ceiling, but we'll see what the film says for sure.
Yep. Next up from Aaron Sandoval. Cool to see Herbert and Harbaugh constantly pump up QJ, even with all his faults and memes online, and to see him deliver like he did today. Yeah, those two have been in his corner from day one. And I think, honestly, QJ, moments where you think he's lost faith in himself, but those two have been like just consistent day one. Good people.
Yeah, and Herbert has always gone back to him, even despite like, what the narratives out there are. And a lot of that is like true leadership, man, from both of these guys. Like people almost want the coach and the quarterback to like punish the players who are not performing well, but it's like they have to be on the team with these people. Like they have to try and continue to work with them. So yeah, it definitely is. I mean, Harbaugh has pumped up QJ from day one. It's just been obviously pretty rewarding to see him kind of become this player where we feel pretty good about where he's headed, but still room to improve. But obviously tonight was a good night. Yeah,
it really was. From Nicholas, $5 super chat saying the pill was slung. Yes, it was. More than I thought they would.
This was a great quarterback game on both sides. Like,
oh yeah. Now 10 minutes left to go in the game. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I'm just glad football's back. This is super fun. So yeah. I would have been happy if the Chiefs had won too, but not quite.
Like of all of the games that we've watched against Patrick Mahomes, I think that's probably the best Mahomes has played. Like as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
Like the combination of the quick game and then all of the scrambles, like that was I know we're not supposed to compliment Patrick Mahomes, but like that was an insanely good Patrick Mahomes game too.
Yeah, it was. And we can compliment them when they lose, we can say nice things. How about that? We can be nice for a day. All right. Steven Nava in here. Becton was great, and he wasn't even close to 100. Yeah, shout out to him. I don't know if he'll get a game ball or what, but like that's a big Harbaugh mentality kind of day for him.
Yeah, their everyday quote is very important to Jim Harbaugh, and I think him playing through whatever he was dealing with, getting oxygen on the sideline like various times. Zero pressures allowed. Like, yeah, this was a good Mekhi Becton game. Again, very curious how the run game worked, but there were like a few really nice moments from Mekhi and Trey Pipkins, kind of like setting the edge there for Hampton to the right. So I'm excited to see what Becton looks like on tape.
Yep. And we are at 99 super chats. Trying to get through them, guys. Thank you for being patient. From Jamuk, TR Tart, low-key the best DB on the team. Yeah, sure, why not?
He had an interception last year too. He fumbled after the interception. he does have like very good instincts and reaction time. It's a big strength of his for sure.
Yeah, no, I love that for sure. Again, Mike Elston just underrated at this point. Jay Sean Jones, gotta whatever GTS is, but where are the Chargers fans that hate QJ so much at? Yeah. Again, he'll always have those people, but for people like Steven and I, we just want to see our Chargers play well, and we're stoked that he was playing well tonight.
Yeah, they're still out there, unfortunately. Like when he dropped that first contested catch situation, people were like, "Oh, he's back on his bullshit." Like same thing with Zion. Like there was a bad Zion run blocking rep, and people were like, "Oh, Zion sucks." It's like
I saw that.
Like, can we just watch the game and like not rehash first round discourse every single day? Like, please.
Yeah, no, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Next up from CJH, love Herbert running, but concerned with the hits. Yeah, I think there's from what Herbert can like dish out and what he can handle. Like, I think I'm not ever really concerned, but because of how many times we've seen him be hurt, scramble or otherwise, yeah, I'm a little concerned, I guess.
Yeah, I think he generally has a good feel for when to slide, as evidenced by the end. But there's like an awkwardness to him when he takes off. If there are defenders like right around him at the line of scrimmage, there is a bit of an awkwardness of him. Once he gets to open space, he's definitely got a feel for it. The run that got called back after the Jamari Sawyer hold, man, was so sick. Like, that was probably the coolest run that Justin Herbert has had in his career as a Charger.
Sorry, I was muted there. Yeah, that was. I was so bummed that was the penalty, because like, made this guy miss, stay up, down the sideline, this and that. So good, such a good run.
Yeah, that was a big bummer that got called back.
Yeah, so I'm trying to listen to see if Jim Harbaugh gave out game balls. I was trying to scroll through to see if I could see who got a game ball. You guys can let me know. I can't quite tell who got one, but they just posted
the Chargers tweet out a video.
Yeah, so it just says Chargers game. Well, sorry, I'm sure the Chargers did. I see it from Adam Schefter here. Alrighty, people are going after Ryan Clark. In case you're curious, big super chat from Michael here. Screen at the top of my lungs. What a performance! The announcers thought we should just run the ball on 3rd and 15, but Herbert has other ideas. Look out for the Chargers. Yeah, loved that. And as soon as I couldn't quite see the broadcast and like what's down there. Is there a DB waiting? Is there a linebacker waiting? And I think it was Eisen who was like, he's got all kinds of room. And I was like, yeah, he does. And then he slid. And it was just, it was beautiful. It really was.
I just kept on waiting for like somebody to come and hit him. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay, like there's just so much space here. Like, that's crazy. So, yeah. When the Chargers beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead in 2018, like Brooke and I were watching at home, and we were like running up and around and high-fiving each other. I was running up the stairs on the way up here to record. So it was again one of the more exciting moments as a Chargers fan that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty. Next up, Christian Hernandez, Hampton's pass blocking not being discussed enough. We'll have to rewatch. He was credited with a pressure. Honestly, I didn't pay attention a whole lot. He did chip a player pretty well. One of them was a pretty good rep, but I didn't pay attention a ton.
Yeah, there were definitely some good reps from him. I think Najee got away with a little bit of a hold, and so did Hampton on one time. Yeah, there was a time where Hampton does like the right thing where he goes across the formation, and then Tranquil came off of this side and got a sack on Herbert. So that was a very complex blitz by Spags, but for the most part, I thought Hampton in pass protection was really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I don't know where I'll start tomorrow. Probably Herbert, because Herbert, but
yeah,
I'll have to watch that for sure. And we are at 100 super chats. I took a picture because I've never seen that before.
No,
so
me neither. Me neither. That's super fun.
I don't think we usually even cross 50, so 100 is pretty nice. Thank you guys. Andrew Murray, Warren Sharp came out with 0 pressures from alt. PFF seems to back that up. The film is going to be amazing. I'm excited for that one. David Alvarez,
I don't even think it was close at all. Like, and I don't think anyone rushing against Joe Alt got close to Herbert at all.
No, it wasn't even like a push back a little bit. I mean, it just looked like perfection from Joe Alt. It was just sensational. From David Alvarez, great win with not an efficient running attack. Yep, definitely there.
Yeah, definitely some room for improvement there. But again, I'm curious about like how the lack of Tucker Fisk factors in there, and there weren't a ton of snaps for Disley or Matlock for that matter.
Yeah. From Gold VCE, finally convinced my dad to give the Chargers a chance. Best experience of my life. Bolt up and shout out QJ.
Nice. Love a little family bonding over the Chargers.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know why you're trying to convince your dad to start on the Chargers now. If he was a fan of another team, I'm very curious who that might have been. But it's not the easiest team to stick with. So
yeah.
Alrighty. Next up from Alex, Herbert not connecting / overthrowing a lot of deep balls the last couple of years. Yeah, last year was rough. Him and Palmer in particular, that was rough. Quentin Johnson just wasn't catching anything, and DJ Chark didn't exist. So, like, that's like almost true.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, so today was third to QJ. Could have caught it maybe. I'll have to rewatch that one. And the McConkey play was like, we're like the two like bigger.
Yeah. Kurt Warner said like there are times where Herbert doesn't put enough air on the ball, where he kind of like Harbaugh used the phrase like the extended handoffs, essentially. Like Herbert wants to just like land it like right at the player sometimes, as opposed to like guiding him sometimes. So I don't think it's a problem, but there are some missed opportunities out there. Like there was, I can't remember which game, but there were like 2 or 3 deep balls to Palmer that he missed last year in one game, and it was like,
I think one was the Chiefs game last time too. Yeah.
So I don't know, something to monitor for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk about like the ways they could improve, but so all mostly good things tonight. Derek asks, what are the prerequisites for a handstand? I think it has to just be like either it's just like an unexpected positive thing or a thing that I just like my heart. I think Trey Harris was a handstand. I think Harbaugh was a handstand. So, well, I said 3 division wins in a row. I'll do it. So that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
That's like,
those are the only 2 handstands.
If I'm not mistaken, yes. I don't recall how many pass protection reps you've done, but
at least 2.
Yeah.
Which, considering the space I have in this room, is funny. But yeah, obviously the Trey Harris thing was like Trey Harris was like one of your favorite prospects you've ever studied, so like that one made sense.
Yeah.
Winning the division definitely would merit a handstand / pass set. The big moments that have eluded us as Chargers fans. Yeah,
you're right, exactly. Postseason win, obviously.
Yeah.
If they win like in the divisional round, I'll have to grab like a mattress, but I'll do a front flip. And if I don't get up after 10 seconds, call an ambulance. I'll send Steve my address just in case. But it should be fine.
Dude, we keep getting super chats. We're at 102 now.
I probably should just shut up and keep reading these things. But yes, you'll know. Holden Pace, Chiefs. Wow, Chiefs fan. There's always one fan from the AFC West, I feel like, who does this.
Interesting.
Good game, y'all. Definitely outplayed us tonight. I appreciate that. You guys have outplayed us every other time. So I appreciate when you can say, like, hey, good game for you guys.
Yeah, I can't say I would jump in opposing podcasters' YouTubes and send them money. So appreciate that very much, Holden.
Yeah, no, thank you, Holden. I appreciate it. Edwin says super chat, and it was a super chat. I think he was trying to get us to 100, and I really appreciate that, Edwin.
Nice. Heck yeah.
From David, y'all are the GOATs. We finally did it. Best game of Herbert's career. Maybe the media will finally shut the hell up a little bit with the hate about our guy now. Probably wishful thinking. Yeah, they'll find some other way. Someone tomorrow is going to go, well, he's got to do it in the postseason. He's got to do it in the postseason. They'll do that tomorrow and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, the goalposts will continue to move. They always have. They wanted to see him make it to the playoffs, and then that wasn't enough. And then they wanted to see him like turn the ball over less for whatever reason, and then that wasn't enough. Like the guy threw 3 interceptions all season long, and people were like still criticizing his interceptions. And I'm like, okay,
yeah, right.
They'll move the goalposts, but hopefully some of them will at least like acknowledge that he played very well today.
Hopefully, Mina Kimes, Kay Adams Rich Eisen will. So there'll be some love out there.
Yeah.
From Ollie, there was a stretch of plays where we got a preview of that 2-headed monster with Najee and Omarion back-to-back runs. Should be interesting to watch this year. Yeah, Najee Harris, the one run he had, it's a good run.
Yeah. I am surprised that he only had the one rushing attempt, and he did look good. But yeah, he'll get more touches as the season goes along for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm just glad to see him out there, generally effective. Good stuff. From RHC Panther, Herbo, way more in gun versus under center. Expected?
So I'm laughing because the Chargers just tweeted out the clip of him scrambling with like the sarcastic Justin Herbert isn't clutch. And yeah, it's good.
Nice.
It's good.
I'm sure they're just like, it's gonna be some sizzling good content over the next couple of days.
Yes.
Excited.
But yeah, the Chargers' lack of under center stuff is definitely surprising. They still ran a lot of play action, which I think is like their staple of the passing game. But yeah, the lack of under center stuff is definitely a surprise.
Yeah,
the whole game plan was a surprise. Like they ran 4 receiver sets, like they barely ran the football at all. Like I'm shocked that they came out the way that they did.
Yeah, no, definitely. From your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, last season Philly won in Brazil and then won the Super Bowl, and this year's Chargers win in Brazil. Does lightning strike twice, perhaps? Maybe. I don't know if they'll beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl or the Packers, but it's at least an indicator right now of long season success, I think.
If that does happen, they can play every season opener in Brazil going forward.
Yeah, no, totally. Sorry, Mekhi Becton.
Good luck charm, then let's do it.
Yeah, Mekhi Becton gets a lifetime contract to have the shirts every year. But
they're going to own stocks in Brazil now.
Yeah, exactly. From Nicholas, Trey Harris with possibly the biggest catch of the game. I don't know about biggest catch of the game, but hey, it was 4.5 minutes to go or whatever it was, fourth quarter. Gotta have it drive. So it's definitely one of the bigger catches because it was on a very key drive.
Yeah, it was a very big catch. I wouldn't say it's the biggest catch. Like Keenan probably takes a couple of those. And Quentin's second touchdown was like a huge moment. So
yeah,
I would probably say Quentin's second touchdown was the biggest catch of the game.
Yeah. When did they score in the red zone? So they scored in the red zone. Was the Keenan Allen touchdown in the red zone?
Quentin's first touchdown was in the red zone, and Keenan's touchdown was in the red zone.
Did we finally get rid of 4 verts, the tight ends, Steven?
I don't think they ran it a single time. I mean, they barely the tight ends barely played today.
Right. They only had 2 to begin with, and Matlock blocking someone one-on-one. But yeah, that's almost worth its own handstand right there.
Yeah.
Another one from Nicholas. Shout out to my beautiful girlfriend, Jess, who watched with me.
Shout out,
Jess. And all the 4-month-old babies who are watching. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We're almost caught up.
We're almost caught up. From Brian, Tranquil hit Herbert the hardest. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, man, Troy Dye hit Mahomes a couple times really hard, which was fun to watch. And then Mahomes low-key trucked Dante Jackson, but
he did, which kind of made me mad. I was just like, okay, go fucking kill that guy. Like, just just go injure that player. Just
you could totally tell that Dante Jackson was like, this guy's running out of bounds, and then Mahomes decided to lower the shoulder for whatever reason. Yeah,
and it was at that moment I was like, just kill this guy. Like, just kill him. Because it's just the DBs trying. It's almost like a respectful thing, and also not trying to get a penalty either. So. Yeah, it just sucks that was the end result for Dante Jackson, but Jackson got his in that game and some luck
for sure. Yeah, Jackson he almost had an interception, had a really nice pass breakup. It was a good game from him.
Yeah. From Limitless Ream, I hate how everyone thinks they know Harbaugh, saying he only wants to run the football. I bet they all look stupid now. Also, 10 is that dude. Yeah, the Harbaugh narratives are always interesting because it's like they always think he either wants to run it a lot or that they had a great rushing attack last year. That's not necessarily the case. Harbaugh, throws to score, runs to win, and they weren't like a good rushing attack last year.
No, the first 4 games they were, I think, first in the league in like above expected run rate, and then after the bye week they were kind of just like, yeah, we have Justin Herbert, and they just started letting him throw the football a lot more. So it worked, and I think even tonight, like everybody heading into the game was like they're gonna run, and I thought they would run more, obviously, but maybe this is who the Chargers are on offense with Justin Herbert. Maybe they're a little bit more of a spread offense with 4 receiver sets now. I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see how that tracks throughout the season.
Yeah, definitely. All righty, and as of right now, just a super sticker from Caleb. If you have a question in there, I'll try looking for it. But that is, as far as I'm aware, is our last. No, there it is. Here's another one from Christian. Thank you very much. Shout out to my wife, Kitten, for dealing with my up and down emotions during the game and yelling.
Yeah, I had some friends over after the game to watch Thursday night yesterday. And some of them were like, oh, should we come back and watch the Chargers game tomorrow? And I'm like, no, you do not want to see me when my team is actually playing in the game.
No.
My dog always gets scared because I'll like yell and clap and stuff like that, and he freaks out. So I feel bad for my dog tonight because he was not having a good time.
Yeah, we recently watched a scary movie, and then last night there was the primetime game, and my dog, because I was at my parents' house, and my dog just isn't liking those loud noises and cheering and hollering or screaming now. So yeah, has been okay with fireworks and everything before, but a bit of a coward now.
Yeah. Shout out to there's a lot of shout outs to the significant others today. So
heck yeah.
If your significant other is a good sport, watching the games with you, supporting you. Brooke was a Packers fan when I met her, and now she's a Chargers fan and loves the Chargers just as much as I do. So shout out to all the wives and the girlfriends and significant others out there that support our fandoms. It makes it a lot more fun when your person is also into football, I think.
Definitely. I will never forget watching the Easton Stick, Brandon Staley Raiders game with my wife. And honestly, that was just one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. Just cackling at how bad that football was. But no, it's great. My wife has every Friday or every other Friday now wears a jersey to her work. So she got the new Herbert jersey. I have not gotten one for myself yet.
Nice.
But they're pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Edwin just jumped in with a super chat. Had to get one more in. Appreciate him. And then Steven said, how many super chats would
you guys
Starters pod?
I mean, we will have to go if they keep coming in. I guess until I fall asleep, I suppose. But
we just got more. Fabian says, bolt up, guys. Derek says, shout out Carol G.
That's a good halftime performance. What did you think of the national anthem?
So I actually used to play the saxophone, and I love the saxophone.
Shut up. You have to do that on the pod. Are you serious?
I have not played in years. It has been since like I was a sophomore in high school.
That's not that long ago. You can do this.
That was 2008.
You know what? Whatever. I still do handstands. You play the saxophone while I do a handstand. Come on. We'll have 220 super chats by then.
Okay, I'll have to. I don't even know where my old saxophone is. I think it's probably
Victory saxophone. We've had this in our back pockets the whole time. We've had Victory saxophone this entire time. Oh my gosh,
dude! It's been since 2008 since the last time I played it. The saxophone crushed it, is what I was gonna say, but the bass kind of like ruined it for me.
Yeah, I didn't get that one at all, but it was a vibe. I liked it.
Yeah, Carol G was good though. That was a good halftime performance. And then the Chiefs were late out of halftime. I've literally never seen that in my entire life watching football. Like,
and then they just like walked in, just like slowly walking out. Like, man,
and then Mahomes is like trying to warm up. I'm like, hello,
there's a game. Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. Okay, we're going to be here for a bit.
I love it. You guys are awesome. We're an
Yeah.
hour 49 minutes in, and people are still sending super chats. We have 1,100 people in the chat right now.
That's crazy. I don't know what you're all doing, but I genuinely appreciate it. From Glitch 5, sorry, adding another. Tara and Kevin both using their kind of showing off how long they've been members. I can't believe we've been doing YouTube memberships for at least 39 months that Kevin's at. Pretty impressive streak there by Kevin. Got to be one of the longest members for us for sure. My mom jumping in here says, "Sweet dreams, boys." I can't believe you are still awake. My mom is never awake at 10 o'clock at night. So very sweet of you, Mom. Thank you. Love you. See you tomorrow for the new Conjuring movie.
Is that the scary movie?
Yeah. Or I hope it's scary at least, but it's supposed to be one of the Conjuring movies. The Last Rites, whatever it is.
Yeah, I will not be partaking in that. But hopefully you guys have a good time. I'm not a scary movie guy. I just I have a deal with Brooke where I will see one a year during Halloween time.
Sure.
That's my limit. She maybe go see It 2, and I have never been less happy in a movie.
Because
I just don't enjoy watching movies like that. I don't want to see people get brutally murdered and have a demon come out of them. I'm not into that kind of movie.
But you'll watch Chargers football willingly.
Speaking of significant others, guys, my wife wants to make her debut on the Chargers podcast.
Hey, Brooke!
Hey!
Hello! She can hear me too. Can you hear me?
She cannot hear you because of my headphones.
Oh, hi, Tyler.
Hello. Good stuff. Hi, a great win, great victory. Thanks for not being a Packers fan.
Sweet game, though.
That was a sweet game.
Yeah.
She has cute little footballs on her headband. So
samesies.
It was a football day. Tyler said samesies.
Samesies.
No, I don't.
Nice.
My first impression of or hearing about Brooke ever was she thought my original ad reads were funny.
The landscape reads that we were doing. Yeah. Back in the day. Thank God we don't have to do our own advertising now.
Thankfully. While I'm also teaching children, I can't do that. I can't make some of those Manscaped ad reads.
Yeah, so Brooke has been asking to make her debut on the podcast for a long time, and I have not wanted to, subject her to YouTube comments, but a few years ago, she was like, "Can I be your co-host when Tyler's not there?" And I was like, "No, I'll just get Alex." So
I get you. It can definitely be rough.
Brooke has been so incredibly supportive of the podcast. She understands that I love to do this, and we'll be hanging out, downstairs, and I'll be watching film, and she's completely cool with it. So she's the best. She's extremely supportive of this, and it's been fun. We go to Chargers games, and she has friends now, so it's really cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, both of our wives allow us is maybe the wrong word, but they put up with us, especially on draft weekend, where it's just bye, honey, see you in 3 days. I'm gonna go talk to a bunch of strangers and Steven and Alex, another Alex on the internet for 24 consecutive hours. So yes, reality check. We are still alive. I don't really know what we're talking about right now. I mean, we're talking about Brooke, but yeah, we are still alive, and there's over 1,000 of us, which is just bonkers.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes,
Super Hawaiian says, "Yay to the wives."
Yay to the wives.
Sarah says, "Let her cook, Steven." Yeah, we'll have to do an episode because, genuinely, Brooke really knows football. When we go to games and stuff like that, we were in Pasadena, and we're sitting there watching. Utah's in the red zone, and she'll be like, "Did you see 73? Who's the right tackle? Did you see the right tackle block?" And I'm like, "Yeah." One of her favorite players on the Chargers was Linval Joseph. She loves the nose tackles. It's so funny. I love that about her. Yeah. She's obviously she's a big Justin Herbert fan, but she really notices the big guys, which she married a big guy, and her dad played offensive line, so it checks out.
Yeah. My wife's a tennis player, so naturally she married an Asian guy.
Do you watch tennis with her, or does she watch tennis?
Not really. No,
Okay.
no, not in particular.
Your dad said no sleep, boys.
Guess I'm not falling asleep. We're at 118. I was just thankful we made it to 100, let alone 118. Ooh.
Is Weapons classified as a scary movie? You saw that, right?
Yeah, I would say it's more of like a horror, but like thriller mystery than it is a scary movie.
Okay.
So if you're cool with that, go for it. The ending is
Yeah.
Divisive, clearly. If you've seen like Dean Thanos and the Blob Man go back and forth about all this and that, but yes, anything but that terrible Superman movie. I'm just kidding.
That kind of movie I can watch. Like we went and watched The Quiet Place, like the first one.
Oh yeah.
I loved that one.
Yeah,
like, I like movies like that where like it's more like suspenseful. Like for me, it's like
okay. Then you'd like
the murder fest / like demon children, like those kind of movies I will never watch.
Yeah, definitely. My dad hates like dolls. Those like dolls.
Yeah,
like
like Chucky, dude. Heck no, like not never.
Yeah.
Zach Whitaker says past midnight here in Kentucky. I'm in it till the end. Trace says go Chargers. I assume that's a son from Zach. Zach's been around here for a long time too.
Zach's been around for a while for sure. However longest. Yeah, Zach's been around forever. Yep. Go Chargers, Trace.
I don't know many other Chargers fans in Kentucky either, so appreciate him.
He's like a big Kentucky fan. Like I remember him talking about like, is it Zach Pascal? No, who is it? No, what's his name?
Pascal was Kentucky, I think. Darian Kennard was like the first Kentucky guy.
There you go. There's one. There's one.
What was for dinner? Brooke and I actually had Panda Express, so
right on.
I didn't feel like cooking, and she had a craving for Panda Express, so she stopped and picked it up on her way home, and I had Beijing beef and the spicy orange chicken that they just dropped, so it was pretty good.
Oh. Yeah, I honestly, Panda Express is not that bad. I had chicken lettuce wrap. I made homemade chicken lettuce wrap stuff, so it's pretty good. Nice.
Yeah. I made the mistake of ordering their white rice though. Their rice is not good, and I know this, and I get it sometimes when I'm like, because their chow mein can be a little greasy sometimes. I'm like, sometimes I'm just not in the mood for the grease, and I order the white rice, and it was definitely a mistake. But the rest of the food was good.
Yeah, it'll do.
Alvin, I'm sorry. 2 a.m. here in Brazil. Can't sleep. Hopefully you were able to make it to the game. Our guy Alex Katzen was at the game and said it was incredible. So there weren't a ton of Chargers fans there, but you could definitely hear them when they were, making plays.
Yeah.
So if you guys went to the game, man, hopefully you had a great time in Brazil.
Yeah, it seemed awesome. So far, I haven't heard any bad stories either. It took Katzen forever to get there, but it was a good one.
Yeah, the bad story is the traffic. Like, if they're gonna keep doing games there, they gotta figure that part out. I think, like, if it takes you 3 hours to get to a game, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Chorizo con Papas, who's also been a member for a long time, says behind every lifelong Chargers fan is a supportive partner that's seen us at our lowest lows and highest highs. Shout out to all the wives. That is definitely true.
That's a significant other with a lot of patience and understanding.
Yeah, no doubt. Christian said that his wife loved Joey Bosa because he did the Attack on Titan SpongeBob reference. That was
cool. Joey is a very likable guy, so I get that.
Yeah. A couple more in here. Steven says, missed my last super chat, but Herbie MVP if he plays like tonight. Did we miss one? He said this. He sent this one. I'm never going to stop sending super chats.
Please stop sending super chats. Please, I want to go home.
Like, Herbert MVP stuff is like, yes, we know he can play at that level, but the team has to win enough games for that to matter, because if they're a wild card team, he's not winning MVP. So he could be in the running though if they are a wild card team and he plays like tonight every night for sure. But the Chargers have to win the division for him to win MVP, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Trace is my son that y'all did a fundraiser live for after his birth issues. That is right. I do remember that. Still super appreciative to this day. Guilty as charged for life.
Yeah, man.
You were happy to do that.
Yes. Yeah, easily. That's something I'm glad we could make any small contribution to. So yeah, then thank you for being here, and happy that Trace That is pretty cool that Trace is saying like go Chargers, and
Yeah.
someone that we've technically known since his birth. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, hopefully everything has gone better for him, and hopefully he's on the right track health wise. So I as Brooke and I are trying to start a family, like the idea of going through the stuff that Zach and Trace went through, like it's a nightmare scenario for sure. So hopefully everything's going well with Trace.
Yeah. As I turn to start, wanting to have a family, it's like I can't believe my parents had 4 kids and they all like grew up generally healthy and like without complications and we're alive. Like it's kind of a miracle given that there's 4 of us, just that we all, turned out okay. At least, one of us did.
Yeah. Your sisters are doing great too, man. Like one of them's a DJ, and
yeah,
they're crushing it for sure.
Smart, talented, beautiful people for sure.
Board grind. Listening to Rich Eisen commentate this glorious game was excruciating. Him being shocked Justin freaking Herbert can sling it. The disrespect. He sounded like his dumb co-host Brockman. Yeah, Brockman is a known Justin Herbert hater for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, we are still live. We had just crossed the 2-hour mark, folks. I don't think we've ever done it. But aside from the draft, I don't think we've ever been live for 2 hours.
No. And yes, we choose to be on here live, but it's like we haven't been able to like stop. It's just been super chats like crazy. So yeah, we're oh God.
This marks 124 super chats, by the way. So we love the heck out of you guys for sure.
No, seriously. I mean, it is 2 hours. I'm not time stamping this, by the way. So
they'll figure it out.
Yo, you guys can figure it out.
Says none of y'all got to go to the bathroom.
Who says I haven't been? First off, bold of you to assume.
Yeah, 2 hours is definitely insane.
It wouldn't have been 2 hours if they lost. I'll tell you that.
No, it would not be 2 hours if they lost.
I would be in deep sleep an hour ago if that were the case.
Yeah, Super Hawaiian definitely dethroned the Chiefs. That is why. No doubt that this moment is worth a 2-hour podcast for sure.
Yeah, Steven and I were talking a couple of weeks ago, or even last week, just like what if they do beat the Chiefs on week 1? Like, wouldn't that be pretty cool for just the show and the views and the chat? And lo and behold, this is definitely our biggest show we've ever had. So thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
What a night, man. What a night. Great vibes all around for sure.
Great vibes all around.
I cannot wait to watch this game on tape tomorrow. I'm super excited to see what that looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be just nice. Film after a win. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, Brandon said it best. We deserve this one as Chargers fans. Chargers themselves deserved it, but us as Chargers fans, we deserve it.
Yeah, we deserves this moment. Justin Herbert deserves this moment. Jim Harbaugh deserves this moment. Derwin James has been through a lot of shit against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, he deserves this moment. So it was a great night. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It seems like you definitely did. 124 super chats here. I think we peaked at like 1,800 viewers. I don't know what to do with that one, but Board Grind sent in a super chat, says Tyler's underwear looks like the new alternates. I don't know.
Oh, the yellow alternates? Like the Chargers alternates? Starting to look like that Arizona Cardinals desert color.
Yeah. Oh, he's making the joke because you said you haven't. Okay, I got
you. Yeah. I got him.
Okay. All right. I'm super tired. I'm ready. Oh man. Steven Sullivan with another one says Herbie deserves something here. Bro, oh my gosh, I can't. The vibes tonight have been awesome. We appreciate the heck out of you guys. We are going to have our usual film review episode at some point next week. We'll keep you posted on the schedule. Obviously, with it being, a Friday game, and then Monday next week will be on a bit of a different schedule than our normal schedule. So we'll let you know. All right, you guys. 2 hours, 4 minutes. Peaked at 1,800 viewers. Appreciate the heck out of you guys. 126 super chats. Truly does mean the world. Great vibes. Hopefully you had a good night tonight. We sure did. And that's going to do it for the Guilty as Charged podcast tonight. As always, bolt up.